beautiful November day on what is becoming an annual trip to Jindy Nov. In Yarra Junction, I'm going to meet up with Fred and Gary, my travel companions on this trip.
Just basically click here and you take that.
Okay.
Too easy, huh?
And this whole thing here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're twist things.
And I can just take a coin or whatever and twist them and just take it off. So anyone else can do that as well.
I was just thinking that when you said
So they do sell locks which you put through here and through here, you know.
Yeah, but it'd be different if you were touring you go around Australia or something like that and you're going to be leaving your bike in spots and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But
on the trip like
yeah, no.
I mean, is this you saw at the top of Mount Eildon, those two girls? Oh, she running 12.50.
I had offered Fred to put his bag on the top of my bag, given his bike doesn't really provide for space on a bike. And he's a great help securing the luggage, as you can see.
You've got done about 11,000.
Or you could go for the XR, like Zoll has. Twitter.
Oh, lovely. Fantastic. Well, enjoy your ride. That sounds awesome.
I think that's going nowhere.
Thanks, man. That helps keep my back.
I suppose we're going to have a piss, I suppose.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be a real trip without some work to be done on the Italian-made Aprilia. In this instance, the cowling underneath the engine had come loose. It was an easy fix though.
I've already fixed it. Hopefully it's all right.
Some wipes as well.
The what, sorry? Yeah. There's supposed to be grass or something.
And finally we were on our way, heading towards Warburton, where we would take the Reefton Spur across to Marysville. First I wanted to show Gary the old Warburton Road. I found this one a few months ago. It's a nice shortcut, well, not really shortcut, but it's an alternative to go to Warburton, and it's a little bit more interesting than the Warburton Highway. The roadworks gave Gary and Fred a chance to catch up with me. It was quite interesting to see what they were building here. We are not quite sure what it is. The Reefton Spur was fun, but the bit from Camberwell Junction to Lake Mountain had still a little bit of dampness in there, and you had to be careful. In this instance, I hit the yellow line and got a bit of a wobble. Here from a different perspective. But once we were out of the denser forest, the road was in much better condition, and we could open up the throttle a little bit. After getting through the boring bit from Arisville across to Eildon, we were heading into the Eildon-Jamieson road, which is always great. This lookout near the Jamieson end is always a great stop for great views and gives you time to catch up with each other.
So well at the start, I thought, oh yeah, I'm with him. That's cool. And then you changed gears and you just took off.
Yeah, it's sort of like once we hit that big river part, you know, that bit up here, it's a bit like Falls Creek, the salt and pepper road.
Yeah.
I love that bit.
Yeah, you just...
Especially when you go up, you know, you just hammer. Because it's so solid.
So you go around here to It's some of the best road I've ever been on. It's phenomenal. And then from Eildon you take Skyline Road. Skyline Road becomes gravel after about 5 minutes. Good gravel. Just running along the ridgeline looking at the lake.
The smart fellas.
Smart
fellas with the horsepower.
At that point you could reverse and come back the same way you've gone, or you could just go back through Mansfield and come back into Skippy.
I decided to follow the other two for a bit until we got to the Jamieson-Mansfield road. That road is a bit tricky at the moment because it's covered in potholes. Crossing the Goulburn River here, which runs through Lake Eildon and then into the Great Dividing Range towards the ocean. through the corners here. Looked quite nice from behind. I then caught up to Fred again and wanted to take some footage of him, but he didn't quite understand what I was doing. Well, I got a wave at the end. And then we reached our lunch stop in Mansfield, where they had a bit of a car show going on at the time. Fred was saying his wife would really like this one. We left Mansfield heading towards Tolmie. That is another grade road, and then on to Whitfield. Section you have really great views into the valley below and at the power lines which cross over the valley. Then we got a first glimpse of the King Valley. It's a wine region in the northern parts of Victoria. Further north is Ruther Glen, and to the south is the Milawa Gourmet region. There are quite a few vineyards in this region. The more famous ones is probably Brown Brothers. Given we just had lunch, Gary and Fred decided not to stop here. I soon caught up with them though. After a quick stop in Bright, we were on our way to Omeo on the Alpine Way. This bit here from Harrietville up to Mount Hotham is absolutely stunning. It's a great road and lots of fun. Fred tried to keep up with me for a little while, and even though there was a bit of traffic on the road, I soon lost sight of him. Up here are always spectacular, and soon enough we got into the area where they had the bushfires go through a few years ago, where the trees were really stumps totally wide, quite interesting to look at. Whilst it was getting a little bit chilly up here, we couldn't really complain about the weather. We actually did find a few snow patches up here still, and that's no surprise in November in Victoria in the mountains. I love coming around this corner and seeing the road wind up the hill ahead. Hotham village, which was our last stop for the day. Always a great place to take some pictures of the bike and the surrounding area. And then we were off again on our last bit on the Alpine Way, heading past Dinner Plain and then into Omeo, our overnight stay. high plains around Omeo are always worth a look as well.